For this club is 324. They defeated Stephen F. Austin in a 3-game series, 2-1, and swept UIW, Incarnate Word.
Yeah, they went down to San Antonio on the road and swept that series.
Newt back on the hill for his 3rd inning of work.
Yeah. Extended opportunity for Newt to get some work.
The Ace-Scaz at the plate for the 2nd time. He led off the game with a walk and scored on a base hit by Loriga. Newt makes a backhanded play, rights himself, and throws it over to Jones. Well done by the pitcher.
Well, that pitch you could really see the split finger changeup in effect by Newt. Pitchers are the best athletes on the field. You know, pitchers get a bad rap, Lynn, but Jay Newt stepped up right there and made all the former pitchers happy.
How many Gold Gloves did you win?
What is that, the name of a bar? The Gold Glove?
Well, you were at a disadvantage being left-handed. That meant you had to spin around for most of it.
Yeah, but it was like a ballerina out there.
Oh, that's so smooth. So smooth with a lot of O's. Smooth by Milam. He makes that look easy, Ronnie, and this is not a routine play.
Shows some pretty good arm strength right here, too. Sort of just kind of flat-footed, flicked it over with a nice, accurate throw. And
that ball took a bit of a high hop to him, but he was ready for it.
That's the thing that's impressed me is he's got a lot more arm strength at the shortstop position than you think, and maybe what you saw last year when you only play second base. But it feels like his arm's getting stronger and stronger each game.
Well, his transfer from glove to throwing hand is extremely swift. Loriga had an RBI single in the 1st inning. Newt's 2-2 pitch could get his team back to the dugout. This is going to find grass in shallow left field.
Because that ball was probably 6-7 inches from hitting his hands.
Time is called here. Jay Johnson goes out to have a word with Newt. There are 2 outs. LSU leading 2-1. Each team scored in the 1st inning. The Tigers took the lead in the 2nd on a bases-loaded walk.
And LSU does have a left-hander, freshman Cooper Williams, has been tossing in the pen, but the way Jay sprinted to the mound, this isn't a pitch and change moment. This is a kind of talk him up, finish strong, finish the inning type of deal. Maybe hey, this is your last batter type of speech. Got a lefty in the pen, a lefty on deck for UNO, so it makes sense with Newt, who hasn't thrown 54 pitches this year. This is the longest he's gone.
Just about half of those came in the 1st inning. There's a high strike. Callaway at the plate. And he has been very good so far for New Orleans, batting a little over 400. This should be playable. Jake Brown in right field is there. And the inning is over. A couple of ground balls and a fly ball to right field. He's just 7 points under 400.
And in that quiet, he's been making some noise of late and hitting with some power. LSU right now, Jay Johnson has about 6 outfielders that he to choose from. Yep.
It's going to put him very close to 400, if not above it.
Nice job of hitting the other way, a hanging breaking ball.
And you know, when you look at this lineup tonight, 8 of the 9 in the lineup are hitting 300 or better. And among those 8, the worst batting average is 326. The highest is 451. The only batter not hitting 300 is Arambidi. He's at the plate right now. He checks his swing, and that's a strike. So this has been a very, very powerful juggernaut of an offense to this point for the Tigers. Arambidi out of Tomball, Texas, a 2-1 count. He struck out to end the first inning with the bases loaded.
Wow, that ball was by the flowering shot, and I'm telling you, Lynn, Arambidi threw out a base runner for the very first time in his college career. This time goes up there feeling good about himself, and boy, he's really feeling good and confident now.
The exit speed was 108. And by the way, we never gave you the Jones numbers. Jones's home run back in the first inning came down 450 feet from the plate.
Wow. Don't see a lot of 450s. That's a big one. Oh, nice one-handed catch by the fan in the stands.
Rodriguez delivers. 2-1. Reeves walked and was left at third base last inning. Brown has doubled. Arambidi has homered. That pitch is down the middle for a strike. Reeves out of Bonham, Texas. The count is level. Have 3 consecutive hits to open the third.
And they're doing it off of Lucas Rodriguez, who came into this game, you know, in 3 appearances, a ERA 3.38. Opponents batting 167. Lineup is swinging with a lot of confidence. There's a lot of guys up there that are feeling good about themselves, having fantastic years, and good luck to opposing pitchers, that's for sure.
Stanfield bunts it foul. Chris is out of Tallahassee, Florida, by way of Auburn. One run, 4 hits, a couple of errors for the Privateers. 4, 5, and 0 for the Tigers. Reeves has a very moderate lead at first base, and that will spin Stanfield out of there. He chokes up maybe an inch. And the pitch on the inside part of the plate.
That was a well executed 1-1 fastball.
Indeed it was.
Caught the very inside corner.
Stanfield hitting .344. He's been very solid at the bottom of the order. That's caught in foul ground by the right fielder again. Jelani Rogers has been tested in a whole lot of ways, and he has passed every test in right field. That's only the first out, following a double, a home run, and a single.
I really thought, didn't you think Stanfield was just kind of fighting that ball off, and it was like a foul ball off the bat, and somehow it hugged the line down the first baseline and right in fair foul territory and was caught.
The left-hander will be next. It's Zach Longshore, and we will take a timeout here as the Privateers go to the bullpen for the second numbers. He's been battered around, giving up 22 hits in 10 1/3 innings. That ERA above 17. 7 walks, 7 strikeouts. This is his 6th appearance. He's got 3 decisions, all in the loss column. LSU has added 2 to its total. It has scored in each of the first 3 innings, 1-1 and a pair. A double by Brown, a home run by Arambidi, a base hit by Reeves. Stanfield fouled out to the right fielder, and now it's Curiel at the top of the order. He was robbed of a base hit back in the 2nd inning on a liner to right, and he flied to left to open the ball game for the Tigers. This bunt is popped up and handled easily in foul ground by Evans.
A rare mistake by Curiel, huh?
Yep.
He has not done that very often.
Here comes Jones.
Not a bad idea though by Curiel. He sees a lefty on the mound that falls off towards third base. He's going to try to pull it really towards second where that void is, but popped it up.
Jones launched a 450-foot home run in his first at bat, and he hit the ball very hard to right field last time. It was tracked down by Rogers.
Field 450 feet away.
The astronauts returning from the space station may have had a chance at that one.
I would love to see Jared Jones swing the -5 bat of the Gorilla Ball era from 96 to 95 to 98, that era when they had the -5 bat, which had a bigger barrel. And LSU had 188 home runs one year. He would have, Jones with that bat would be scary.
Well, as it is, the bat looks like a corn dog in his hands. The 2-1 pitch. That one fades outside.
Tried to throw the changeup, 78-mile-an-hour changeup, just missed. So here we go. 3-1. Hitters count. First base is occupied.
Jones did not have a good offensive series against Missouri. He was 2 for 30. So he is leading the team in homers and RBIs and stolen bases.
Stolen bases, 5 for 6, right? Well, no, 4 for 6. Tied for the lead with Jake Brown, who's 4 for 5.
Two and 0. Pearson is on deck. Should Dickinson extend the inning? 1 in the first, 1 in the second, and 3 in the third for LSU. 1 in the first for the Privateers. 2-1. Dickinson at .368 right now. Second on the club with 6 homers. He's driven in 28. Three and 1. There's ball 4. And for the second consecutive time, Dickinson draws a base on balls. This extends the inning for Josh Pearson.
Now batting for the Tigers, left fielder Josh Pearson.
Pearson has been hit by a pitch, and he walked with the bases loaded in the second inning. Longshore misses. That got in on the hands of Pearson. Ronnie, Josh Pearson has not had a lot of opportunities against left-handed pitchers, but he is 4 for 9 against southpaws and hitting .297 against right-handers.
Now, Josh Pearson's freshman year, he hit nearly 300 and with 8 bombs. And then his second 2 years, sophomore, junior year, was right around 240, 250 range. Now, he is just comfortable, balanced. He's got pop, hits it to all fields. He just looks like a guy who's had hundreds and hundreds of college at-bats. And, you look at it, 2023 when LSU won the national championship, sure, they had Skeens and they had Cruz, but the Belosos of the world that had been there 4 or 5 years, and the Dugases of the world, that's what Pearson is now. He's that veteran presence, that leader who's got all that experience.
And he is the only senior in the lineup tonight for LSU. He has managed to push the count to 3-2. The runners will be moving. Milam is on deck. Jared Jones just kept motoring around third.
Circles it and shows some pretty good wheels. And the big fella playing a little small ball steals a bag and ends up coming around to score. I mean, this LSU offense is super balanced and they can score a lot of different ways. That's the benefit of Jay Johnson's letting them run a little bit this year. They got the powers picking up over the last 2-3 weeks.
How about scoring from second base on a 100-foot hit?
Yeah. Nice job by him to steal, bust it, keep running hard, even on a slow roller, and you get rewarded.
Milam lined out to right field last time. And he reached on an error by the second baseman in the first. Catch. LSU
Far through 3 innings. His previous high this season was 41 a week ago against Xavier. And now he's going to get up, well, over 60. So good for him.
He's been pretty low in the pitch count the last couple of innings after an excessive first inning.
We're just so used to seeing. Oh, what a play by Jones.
He fumbles it. Newt's covering in time. The out at first base.
Who is that speedy first baseman with the gold glove over there? Jared Jones. We talk so much about the hitting and the power and the average, but Look at him flash some leather. His job hustling to get over.
And that retires Tristan Moore, who struck out in the first inning. Newt has retired 9 of the last 11 hitters he's faced, following the RBI single in the first inning by Loriga.
I'd love to see what his on his pitch count, percentage, fastball, split finger. I'd be willing to say throwing the split finger at least 50% of the time, if not more.
He has missed 3 times on Rogers. Newt is working with a 5-run lead. The Privateers bat in the 4th on a gorgeous night. When we started at 6:30, the sky was the color of a high mountain lake. Right now, of course, completely dark.
That by Newt to come back. He was down 3 balls, no strikes, and worked his way back, and then that was a 3-2 splitty. Definitely ball 4, but it started off over the plate. And he was able to get a big strikeout there on Jelani Rogers.
The wind is blowing out toward left center field. Certainly not with the velocity of Sunday, but nonetheless, it's going to help balls hit that way. The 2 home runs struck by Jones and Arambidi needed no assistance at all. 450 and 420 feet, respectively. One ball, 2 strikes on Alexander Saunier from Lafayette. Here's Jake Brown, who's hitting .404 right now. And you people who are watching that East Tennessee State score, it's 7-6. East Tennessee State leads. Tennessee trying to tie it or win it in the bottom of the 10th inning, but trailing by 1.
Well, there's a lot of LSU fans that just became East Tennessee State fans, huh? They're going to have all sorts of clicks on their website.
Brown is 1 for 1. He's been hit by a pitch. He doubled and scored last inning. LSU batted around in the 3rd and sent 7 to the plate in the 1st. And 7 to the plate in the 2nd. Ronnie Rance and Lynn Rollins with you, and we are so thankful that you've chosen to spend some time with us tonight. We hope you're enjoying this telecast produced by the LSU production team right here on the SEC ESPN network. We're only happy. Call a couple of friends. Make sure your neighbors know that the game is on.
East Tennessee State, what is their mascot, man?
You're asking me?
Yeah. You're the only one on the headset with me named Lynn.
Well, I thought I would defer.
Buccaneers.
Buccaneers.
Yeah, or the Bucks.
You know, you need to have more respect for your elders. That's There have been a lot of very fine baseball players come from a decade or so.
The greatest player in LSU baseball history from the Lake Charles area would be who, in your opinion? Do you have a guess?
Oh, one of those guys you played with?
I mean, probably, but it's not. I mean, not because of that. I mean, Chad Auger.
Yeah.
Went to St. Louis High School in Lake Charles. I mean, there's a lot of greats that have come from that area, played at LSU, but Chad was the best as far as captain of the 91 pitching staff, and played in the great college pitcher, played in the major leagues, won a couple series for the Indians in the World Series.
I want to see if you agree with me. He threw the hardest sinker that I've ever seen in college. It was like trying to hit a bowling ball.
That's pretty fair because the guy lived off that fastball and just pounded both sides of the plate with pinpoint accuracy and a tremendous bulldog on the mound. And 1989 and 1991 won a lot of games for the Tigers.
But I thought he had the heaviest sinker that I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Beatty hit one out of sight last time, well over 400. It's the third miscue for the Privateers.
Fastball inside for a strike. Evans just comes up and a drop and a fly ball to second base that wasn't caught. That went as a hit that really should have been caught. So really 4 mistakes tonight for UNO through 4 innings.
Aaron Beatty struck out, and Tanner Reeves comes up swinging. Reeves has walked and scored. He has singled and scored.
Longshore just lost track of Brown at second base. Wasn't paying attention. Jake Brown just got a walking lead, which turned in. As a pitcher on the mound, once you see a runner at second hopping off, you've got to stop and make him move back to the bat.
But that one was botched. No contact at the plate, and Jake Brown had already run halfway.
I think it was a missed signal. Yeah, you can see Jay Johnson not happy. Right here, a hit and a squeeze play. The safety squeeze, the runner has to see the ball contact before you go. And a suicide squeeze, the runner's going all out no matter what.
Well, Ronnie, it's over in Knoxville, and Tennessee has suffered its first loss of the year. It's 20-1. East Tennessee State, the Buccaneers, 7-6 in 10 innings over Tennessee. Throws from the left side. This is his 5th appearance. No record, a 7.11 ERA. 7 walks in 6 1/3 innings, 5 strikeouts. And he's allowed 9 base hits.
At the plate for LSU, center fielder,
Chris Stanfield at the plate, 2 outs. And a runner at first base. Strike one.
You mentioned last segment the greatest regular season college baseball record that you could remember was South Carolina in 2000. That year they did go 50-6 during the regular season. I'll take it a step further. 1989, Texas A&M had a #1 team in the country. They were at home in the regionals. LSU had to beat them twice to advance to the College World Series. That was back when you played 6 teams in a regionals double elimination tournament. LSU beat them to go to the College World Series that year. Prior to those 2 losses, including postseason, they were 58-5.
My goodness.
That was Texas A&M's record when LSU beat them twice on their home field in the same day. 58-5.
Here's another chance for the right fielder. He nearly overran it, but Rogers recovers and makes the play. So Ellen, he has not allowed an ERA, an earned run. Hadn't allowed a hit either. 7 walks, 7 strikeouts in 4 innings. So the control has been a bit of a problem at times.
How about this interesting stat about Jacob Myers, Lynn? Out of the active career leaders in the SEC, he is 3rd on the list, because we forget he started his first 2 years at Nichols,
right,
and was an All-American as a freshman
and had a lot of strikeouts.
And through 2 years plus, he's 218 strikeouts. That's 3rd most in the country.
Oh wow!
I mean, in the SEC, behind McKay at Kentucky and Becker at South Carolina. He's 1 ahead of McIntyre at Arkansas.
So what you're telling me is, even though this is his first season in the SEC, right now
strikeouts in the SEC, and neither of them played the SEC before this year. Meyer right here just overpowers with the mid-90s heat, and then Zach Cowan, who came from Wofford, he's got 204 strikeouts right now.
So here's Loop, who lined out to left field last time. What did you think of Newt's performance? He went 4 innings. He certainly rallied after giving up the RBI single in the first. After that, he struck out 3, 4, 5, and only allowed a couple of base runners in those last basically 3 and a third innings.
Well, clearly they wanted to get him some work, wanted to get him some experience. Just and he's thrown that split finger. I don't want to say exclusively. He's got a 92, 93 mile-an-hour fastball when he wants, but clearly they think the split finger pitch, because they called it a lot, is something that can be mega helpful, particularly probably out of the bullpen on the weekends and postseason. Get you a ground ball, get you a strikeout, when you need it. And so they wanted him to throw it a bunch and start to get the feel for it.
He only walked 1, and that was to open the ball game. Struck out 5, allowed 4 hits, and the 1 run. And Loop draws a base on balls. So Myers has got to clean that up to have consistent success in the SEC. Here's the shortstop, Diego Villescaz. He has walked and scored and bounced back to the mound in his other at bat. 1 run, 4 hits for the Privateers, 6 runs, 7 hits for the Tigers. That's a pretty good fastball, right at 95. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I mean, he's going to run it in there 93 to 96, relatively consistently. It's just, can he throw 3 strikes before he throws 4 balls?
Right.
And, right there, the hitter chased the pitch out of the zone. But it's awfully tough to lay off of it because of his release point coming from way over the top, working downhill. Kind of has some rise on it. And for the hitters, it's hard to judge sometimes. Is it at the letters? Is it below the letters?
That's thrown hard, but out of the strike zone.
Matt Gonzalez from Manhattan, New York. A long way away from home, but he has been looking really comfortable this season. Average well over 400, and he's in fuego right now at the plate.
He's looking for a strike here, and he gets one. That evens the count at 2 outs. LSU scored 1 in the first, 1 in the second, and 4 in the third. The Privateers took an early lead in the first, but they've been shut out since then. Myers rocks, throws over the top, and this is fouled out of play.
Myers from nearby Sanoma High School, and then where he played high school ball, and then went on to Nichols at Sanoma. Talk about one of those programs that has produced so many good players. Ben Sheets, Jason Williams back in the day.